Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man. And, today it seems we need to discuss yet another government shutdown. Now, something a lot of people have been talking about are the fact that government shutdowns are horrible, government shutdowns do terrible things. Look at all these people who aren't going to get their benefits or who are being put out of work. Let's actually talk some realism here. The United States federal government and the United States Congress were not designed to be full-time, 24/7, 365 entities. That is one of the reasons we have an executive branch to begin with instead of, just committee-based legislators, was to allow Congress to recess. And also, one of the reasons we have a 10th Amendment, which was the last of the amendments of the Bill of Rights, which delegated all authority not dictated in the Constitution to state and local governments, was to limit and focus the scope of the federal government in a very narrow and well-defined manner. Now, the current federal government in its incarnation has ballooned far beyond anything that the founders would even recognize as to what we were supposed to be as a nation. So, the idea that a government shutdown is horrible, in my mind, is actually felonious. I would like to see more of the government shutdown, and not just shut down temporarily, but mothballed. The Department of Education is far too large. The Department of Commerce is far too large. The CFPB is far too large and overpowering. The Department of Homeland Security, even, is far too vast compared to what it needs to be. And because of this, we spend hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars funding this stuff, when in reality we should be looking to get away with as little federal government as possible. And even at your state level, your state governments and your local governments should be as small as possible. The whole concept of the American idea, the American experiment, was that people thrive if left alone, not needing government help to provide and survive, but the idea that you will thrive if you're left alone. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want clean air. That doesn't mean I don't want clean water. That doesn't mean that you aren't responsible to your neighbors for the eventual actions of your business. You are. But government does not need to be the solution to everything. And the fact that we have a partial government shutdown, which is minuscule realistically, only 20% or so of the federal government is unfunded right now. That means that over 70% is. Okay, out of that, I think it's actually technically 25% that is unfunded. We're only furloughing about 40,000 workers. Now, that's 40,000 people who are considered non-essential to the government operation. Now, why are these people even there? Why? Why do these people have jobs if they're not essential to the government operation? And realistically, we need to be going through every bureau and every administrative agency and everything else and going through this. If you can do the job with one person and you're doing it with 6, you need to be doing the job with one person. Maybe 2 at the most. But you definitely don't need 6. And this is just part of the destructiveness that we've allowed to expand. So I don't really have a problem with shutting down sections of the government. I think more of the government needs to be shut down, and more of these offices need to be mothballed. And by mothballed, I mean literally mothballed. We need to go through, cut away any non-essential personnel, and get back to the real fundamental actions of America, which is not 24/7, 365 government breathing down your neck but providing shit to you for free. It is being left alone. Well, I want to thank you all again for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I do want to apologize for my prolonged absence. The new job, as well as the migration across country and everything else, has caused a lot of stress on my life and prevented me from actually doing some of these videos that I've been wanting to do. I'm hoping either this week or next week to do a few on several Federalist papers, and maybe even do an article on the Silence Do Good letters. But that's going to be as I have time. I also do plan on, after the first of the year, starting back up Front Porch Talk, and I plan on having it every week, as often as possible at least. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And as always, have a beautiful day.